Welcome to Cavaletto Studios. I am Chris. We're going to foam roll from the top to the bottom today, starting at the head and the neck, working our way all the way to the feet. Make sure you stick with me till the end because I'm going to show you a fabulous way to massage out those feet. You will need one tennis ball and a foam roller. Short or long is fine. If you enjoy this class, make sure you like and subscribe below. Let's get started. All right, let's start top to bottom, working our way down the body. So we're gonna work with the head first. So we're gonna take our hands on the outside edges, like wide on the roller, coming to your knees, tuck your toes under. We're gonna place our forehead on that roller, right on the roller, like you're thinking hard, and then gently rock your head side to side, right along that forehead. Hopefully it feels good. Yes, we even have fascia in the face. So we gotta keep that hydration going there. And then settle into the middle and nod yes. So you go up and down the middle of the forehead. And then slowly come back up. See, don't you feel smarter already? So we're gonna move down to the jaw now. You'll grab your one tennis ball. Go ahead and slide the roller just to the head of your mat. We're going to lay back all the way down onto your side. I'm going to start on my left side. Doesn't matter what side you start on. And you're going to bring your head all the way to the floor. If your head doesn't reach the floor, you are welcome to put your head on a block. But what I want you to do is place that tennis ball right under your jaw. Maybe put your hand under your head for support and open and close your jaw. So you can have a tennis ball, maybe you have a lacrosse ball, racket ball, nothing really hard. You definitely don't want to be pushing into that jaw super hard. It's just a gentle open close and little nod yes, little nod no, yes again, and open and close. Excellent. Now go ahead and take your head off the tennis ball and you're gonna roll all the way onto your back. So we're gonna work our way down that side. So whatever side you were on, again, I'm on my left. I'm gonna take the tennis ball in my right hand. I'm gonna place it behind on the left side of my neck. I'm turning my head to the right, so I turn away from that tennis ball. Let your left hand rest on the floor. And then push the tennis ball into, so it's not on the side of your neck, almost like you're going behind it, but your head's turned. So you're not going on the vertebrae, you're going on the muscle, and then turn your head back towards the tennis ball. So the tennis ball's on the floor, the hand is just holding it there. And once you get there, make adjustments if you need to. So the tennis ball's on the muscle right at the base of my skull. So it's hitting that occipital bone, and I'm doing it, and then when my head comes to neutral, I'm looking up at the ceiling and I'm doing a gentle nod yes. So it's right getting in that spot below the occipital bone, the back of the neck there where it gets tight. Gently turn your head away from the tennis ball and back into it, like you're nodding no, nodding your head side to side, and then back to center and nod yes. And now if you want, you can even do a very gentle turn to the left and turn your eyes to look to the left. It might be a little more sensation there. And then turn your head away from that tennis ball and go ahead and remove it. So you can even feel maybe where you were. Excellent. Now you're going to take that tennis ball higher up, so right in the middle behind your skull, and just gently massage it to the back of the skull a little bit. And you're just gonna take it in the left hand now and place it on the right side of the back of the neck. So we're just switching sides on the neck, that's all. I'm gonna turn around so you can see. I'll flip my roller behind me. All right, so now you're on the other side. So your head is turning now to the left. You use your left hand to place the tennis ball on the back of the right side. Push it up high so it's touching the occipital bone. It's on the floor. And then gently bring your head to up, straight up and down. And nod your head yes. Make adjustments. So if you are way back there in the back of your neck and you're hitting your vertebrae, you're too far in the middle. You should not be hitting the vertebrae. It's more on the right side of the neck there, but not all the way on the side, because your head is straight up and down and your tennis ball is just tucked in there pretty tight. And you can also do a little nod to the left, like you're saying no, and then back to center, say yes, and then a little turn. You can barely move to the right because the tennis ball is hitting the skull, so it shouldn't move very far, and you're turning your eyes to the right. Just tiny little movements. And you don't want pain here. You want to cut off the blood supply. Remember, it's gentle. And then you're going to take the tennis ball away. And now you're going to roll all the way onto your right side. Place the tennis ball under your chin, or your, not your chin, your jaw. And you're going to have your right hand under your head supporting you. And I want you to open and close your jaw. Just a little massage there, and a little trigger point. If you have TMJ, you might have some tender spots there. Or if you grind your teeth. Anybody grind their teeth at night? I've been told that I sometimes do. The dentist says, looks like you might be grinding your teeth a little bit. Open and closed. Little nod, yes and no. Just what feels good to you. And then slowly roll off of that tennis ball back onto your back. Place the tennis ball on the side. And lift your head and roll that tennis ball behind your head. So we're working our way. We got into the back of the neck, the forehead, the jaw. So I want your back of your head, not your neck, on that roller. And then gently roll right and left. And as you're rolling right and left, I want you to push your belly into the back and the back into the mat. And then bring your head to center, lift your chin, and rock side to side. So you're going further up behind the skull there. You got that? All right, good. Now, bring the roller higher up on the back of your head. So you're looking up at the ceiling, hands on the outer edges of the roller. Put your head right in the middle of the roller and rock side to side. So imagine if you were massaging your head, your hands were on top of your head, and the finger thumbs go right there where that, above your ears. It should feel really good. Try to pick a side, right or left, and nod your head yes. And then go to the other side and nod your head yes. And then back to center. Feels so good. And then bring your chin towards your chest so you're stretching your neck out. And you're breathing. Good. Lift your head back to neutral. And now you're going to lift off the roller, come all the way up, and you're going to go behind the shoulder blades. So remember, so we're moving down now, top to bottom. So we're going to lean back, hips on the floor, and I want you to start pretty high. You'll start up by those shoulder blades and just lean back, holding onto the head. I want you to take 2 deep breaths in and out. Feel the body relax over the roller. You're not letting your head fall backward so your vertebrae stay in alignment. Good. Now I want you to bring your arms across your chest. Take a deep breath in and exhale. Feel the body relax. Good. Now I want you to bring your hands back behind the ears. Slide your body backwards like north so the roller goes down your shoulder blades just enough that you can feel the difference. Start to curve over the roller and breathe 2 breaths. Now bring your hands across your chest the opposite way. Let your head be straight but not falling backwards. And breathe into it, notice the difference. And then roll up another inch, but the hands go behind the head so we support the neck. See if you can breathe here. If it's painful, don't go as low. We never go past where the belly button would be on that low back. And then cross your arms again. Excellent. As you get lower, it's harder to hold the head, so without the hands. So bring the hands back behind the head. Lift the hips. Let's roll the upper back. Good. Excellent. Now lower your hips to the floor. I want you to roll that roller back behind the head just as a pillow, okay? And you're going to grab your tennis ball. Walk your shoulders away from your ears so you're nice and comfy. You got your head on the roller. I want you to bring your right arm out to the side, and then you're going to place that tennis ball right on the front of the shoulder where it meets the chest. Turn your right palm down, and now push that tennis ball into that shoulder blade, or excuse me, the pec muscle, and the shoulder blade pushes into the floor. And then drop your knees to the left as you push that tennis ball down into that pec muscle, and then try to turn your head away. And now start to draw little circles with that tennis ball. Little circles. Slowly bring the knees back to center. Drop them to the right. Continue to circle that tennis ball. Notice the difference. Good. Bring that tennis ball higher up into the chest wall, coming right below your clavicle. So there's a bone right at the top of your chest there. And I want you to just gently massage right there. Maybe bring your arm over the back of that foam roller. So your forearm is hanging out there. And then bring that arm all the way down by your hip. And keep massaging right there on the top of that right below the clavicle. Now press gently down and then turn your head away. And then turn your head towards it. I'm going to lose my roller there. There we go. And then bring your head back to center. Switch the tennis ball to the other side. Reach your left arm out to the side. Turn your palm down. Place that tennis ball on the left shoulder, right where it attaches to the chest wall. Good. Drop your knees to the right. Turn your head away and draw little circles. Maybe this side's not so much bad. I don't know where you have tightness. And then you're going to bring your knees back to center and drop them to the same side. Turn your head away. Just massaging out. That area gets tight. So then knees back to center. Reach your arm down next to your body. I want you to bring that ball right below the clavicle. So right below the shoulder there. And then turn your head away from the tennis ball. Pushing gently down. Reach your fingertips away. And then turn your head towards it. And then release the tennis ball. Now we're going to do a stretch for all of that. So we did the upper back and we did a little bit of the chest here. But to really get into it, I want you to lift up a little higher. You're going to roll that roller right behind those shoulder blades again. Fingertips behind the ears or behind the head. Open up that chest just like you had before. Feet flat, hips are on the floor. And I want you to tilt both knees to your right, but really reach your left elbow to the roller. Hold your right hand behind your head. Straighten out that left arm. And just breathe here. So the hand is reaching way over, maybe falling behind the roller. You can bring it below the roller if there's pain in that shoulder, or you leave it above. It's a nice stretch and twist. Make sure you're supporting your head in your hand. Then go ahead and bend the left elbow, bring the hand behind the head, bring the knees up, and then draw the knees to the left side of the body. Bring your right elbow to the roller. Support your head with that left hand because you're going to straighten out the right. And just notice the difference where it's stretched. Reach that arm overhead. Maybe look away from your arm that's reaching. You can always bring the hand down below. or look away. And then bring both the knees back to center, hands behind the head. And let's reach both hands overhead. Don't let your head fall back too far. Grab hold of the fingers, interlace the fingers, and then bring them behind the head. Pull the elbows in nice and tight and draw the fingertips to the top back of your head. Lift your hips, tuck your chin, and roll the upper back. Now as you're rolling, I want you to gently tilt to the right, get that right shoulder blade, and then tilt to the left, get the left shoulder blade, back to center, up and down, and then lower the hips, and then come all the way up. Fantastic. All right, so we got some of the head, the jaw, the back of the neck, the shoulders, big shoulder rolls, up, back, and down. Moving on down the body. All right, so as we move down, think about the hands and the arms. So we're going to take that tennis ball, and I want you to just start to draw little circles on the outside of the shoulder and then down into the outside of the arm. And just go back up to the top and go down towards the elbow, just a couple more. So getting the outside edge. And then start working your way in so you get to the bicep. And you don't want to press too hard. But you might find some spots. I just want you to just touch base with that. And I'll show you what we're going to do. We're going to do a little bit of the front of this arm, and we're going to get to the back of it. All right, so we just did right along the outside and the inside. Now let's really get the back side, but with the roller. Again, starting at the top of that shoulder. So I'm on my right side, the side I just worked with that tennis ball. You can place the tennis ball on the side. Reach the right hand palm down towards your feet. Palm is up. Bend the back left leg so you have that for maneuverability. And then you're just going to draw the body up and down. So you're getting the back of the arm, leaning onto the arm. Palm is up into that tricep, into that shoulder, and then turn the palm down. You get a little more tricep there. Different angle of that muscle. Again, be mindful of how low you go. Be watching out for that rib cage in the body. So most of my weight is in my feet and my hips, not on that arm. Excellent. I'm just going to do a few of those because that can get pretty intense. Bring the arm up and over, reach it for the spine, and let's stretch it. Grab hold of the elbow, lean away from that arm. Feels so good. And now you're going to release that arm, bring it across the body, sit up tall, and now wiggle those fingers. You probably feel that stretch all the way across. Draw the shoulder down. Now tilt your ear away from that shoulder. And then draw the chin down even more, like you're looking down at the ground. Wiggle those fingers, and then release the arm. We're going to do the other side. So take that tennis ball in the right hand and start to draw circles down the arm, down the left arm, down to the elbow, and then go back up. So remember, when you do myofascial release, this SMR, self-myofascial release, it doesn't need to be painful. Preferably not painful. It's just like a gentle massage, moving more to the inside, getting into that bicep. If you've had any shoulder injuries, you might find some spots. If you're more dominant on one side than the other, you might find some tender spots as well. Again, being gentle with the body. And so what we're doing here is if there's any adhesions, crystallized tissue, basically the fascia gets stuck, we are trying to massage it out so it can rehydrate, it can start to move, it basically can function better, and we're getting the nerves to work in the muscle and the tissue and the fascia. The nerves are everywhere. Last one. All right, ready? We're going to roll the outside of that shoulder. So now I'm going to my left. I'm going to lean into that shoulder blade. Back leg is bent. You can hold your hand underneath your head if it gets too hard on your neck. And you're just going to roll yourself from the top of the shoulder blade up by the top of that shoulder and down into that tricep. So you're staying pretty much in the shoulder blade area, but you're leaning into the arm, and you're not going into that rib cage down below. So we stay safe. Palm comes up. Notice the difference, and then palm goes down. Can you tell a difference from one tricep to the other? Yeah. Last one. And try adjusting your hand up or down, and then we're going to release back to the floor. Have a seat, and then sit up nice and tall. Reach the arm over, bend the elbow, reach for your spine, and hug it. Hug the elbow, lean it over, stretching up the side. All right, we're gonna release and bring it across. Wiggle those fingers. Doesn't that feel fantastic? It feels so good. Relax that shoulder and tilt your head away from the shoulder. So top to bottom, we're gonna get the whole body today. Wait till the end. You're gonna love the last one we're gonna do. It's like the best one is the feet. It's like so good for plantar fasciitis, keep our range of motion and our balance. Everything improves just by doing the feet. Save the best for last. Circle those shoulders. All right, so we're moving on down, and we did the upper back. We're not gonna get too deep into the torso at the bottom here because it takes a lot, but we are gonna go right to the glutes. Otherwise, we're gonna run out of time because the body, get every little part, it takes forever. So we're getting the main parts today. So we're gonna lean back on that left glute, and we're going to roll up and down. And I know we did the upper arm, and we did not do the lower or the hands. Again, that's like a whole nother session when we get into the hands and the forearms. But if you check the foam roller for cyclists, that one does have some for hands in it. And then we're gonna draw that left ankle over the right thigh, open up the knee, and roll forward and back. And then pause, and then bring that knee up and down. Relax the shoulders. Think about lengthening through the neck. And then roll up and down again. Doesn't that feel good? Anybody find some spots? I got a little bit of some speed bumps there, trigger points in that glute. Now we're gonna stretch that knee in, give it a stretch, give it a stretch, slide that leg all the way over top, nice and tight, and then rock. At the very top of that glute, rock left and right. So whatever side you're on, lean into it, stretch it out. Now you're gonna drop to your elbow. And we're gonna, oh, that changes everything. You might feel a little bit of the QL into that low back, and then just do a gentle up and down rock. Might even feel your core working. Try to put more weight into the roller than your arm too much. We don't pressure on that shoulder. And then go and uncross that leg and lift it up. Now you're just gonna lean to the opposite side. I'm just gonna flip around. So we're gonna lean onto the right butt cheek and the right arm, and you're gonna roll yourself up and down. That's it. And just see, can you feel anything in in that right glute? And we're gonna cross the left ankle open, and I want you to go into, this gets into that piriformis a little deeper when we pull that, bend that knee, leaning into it. Relax your shoulders. Now pause here, and then, oh, I got a hip pop. And then roll open and closed, bend and straighten that knee. Go towards the top of that glute, and just pause, and then hug the knee in. Do a little rock on that. Feels so good. Now you're gonna cross that leg nice and tight, really cross it. Roll towards the top of that glute, and then lower to that shoulder, or to the elbow, so you don't put the pressure on the shoulder. You're not on your shoulder, you're on your elbow. Elbow is under the shoulder. Feeling that right at the top of that glute, especially when you roll to that right side. It can get a little intense. One of those hurts so good. You know when it's so intense, it hurts bad, but it hurts good. A little forward and back. And then we're gonna slowly uncross that leg and sit yourself all the way up. Now I want you to slide off the front of your roller and straighten out your legs. All right, so the side you just stretched first, let's cross the left leg over the right and stretch it out and lift nice and tall. Now if you want a little more of a stretch through that glute, I'll give you an option. You can stay here, or what you can do is you can tuck your right leg under and pull the left leg across. So I'll turn forward so you can see and hug that knee and sit nice and tall and lift. Oh, feel that stretch through that whole glute. So remember, when you foam roll, super important to stretch after. Stretch that tissue. Science is telling us when we pause and we hold that stretch, we melt a little deeper into it. It can pull in those nutrients and hydrate. Hydrate, hydrate. If you need a sip of water, great time to get one right now. Now we're slowly going to unwind. I'm going to straighten out those legs again. Shake it out, flex the feet. Let's just walk the hands forward and do a little forward fold stretch. But lean, we just stretched out the left, so I want you to lean slightly to the right leg. Get a little into that. Reach your left hand across the right side so you get that little bit of that low back. It's all connected there. Bend slightly your left knee and then come all the way up. Now pull that right leg across, hug it in, lift tall. Now you can stay here, or I'll give you the second option like we did before. Cross your left leg under and pull the right leg across. So again, two options. You go where your body says, okay, I can go there. This does not feel comfortable or it's not doable. Keep a leg straight, no right or wrong. And just hug the knee, lift tall, and breathe. Really want to stretch out that right glute. Feeling that stretch. Feels so good, doesn't it? Anybody right-handed out there? And you can feel that right glute stretching? You lefties are not feeling it though, probably. You are feeling it, but not as intensely as the left side, maybe. All right, we're going to release that and straighten out the legs. And we're going to melt into our forward fold again. Lift tall, but slightly lean to the left. We're going to pause here. I want you to like melt into it, bend your right knee, and just quietly breathe. Excellent. So hopefully you felt a little bit of an extra stretch to that right side coming all the way up. So we got those glutes. So we need to flip to the front side. Let's get the quads. So this is my favorite, is to roll the quads because they are so dang tight all the time, no matter what. Because we tend to sit a lot, and we use our thighs for getting up and down out of a chair, walking up and down stairs, hiking, whatever activity you like to do. So we're gonna assume the plank position, elbows on the floor. It also helps work the core. If you can, try to relax your feet completely and pull the belly into the spine. The roller is right above the knees, and I want you to roll about 2 inches up the thigh and then 2 inches down. 2 inches up, so a little further on this one today, but you're not hitting the kneecaps, so you can just stay 2 inches forward and back. Give it a good, slow, continuous roll. Excellent. Keep on going. We're going to do more like 8 to 10 of these in this spot today. Think about each time adding an exhale, relaxing the legs and the shoulders a little bit more. That was about there. Now I want you to walk your elbows back an inch or 2, maybe 2 inches, so you can move that roller up the thigh and get another 2 inches all the way up and then all the way back down. And then really think about relaxing, and you're going slow, slow and controlled. Think about a sponge, and you're squeezing a sponge, all these extra excess old stale water there, just squeeze it out. And that's what we're doing right there, squishing out what we don't want there so it can rehydrate and come back in. Keep on going. Few more times, up and down. If it starts to get too intense and you're tensing up more than when you started, take a little break. Maybe put your toes on the floor and pause and take the weight off and then go back on. Now last one, we're going to walk our elbows back even more so it goes up to where it can comfortably go a little bit higher, forward and back. Try to drop your heels towards the outside and toes towards the inside. Just notice the rotation. Now turn your heels and toes the opposite way. Heels in, toes out. And then one more time, toes in, heels out. Noticing those thighs, those quadriceps. So you're gonna walk the elbows forward, so you go all the way back towards the front of your mat, but the roller goes to the top of the knees. Tilt your hips all the way to the right, and then walk your elbows backwards down. And then all the way backwards up, so you're just tilting to the side, and then rotate, tilt the other side to the left, walk your elbows down, and then walk your elbows up. So you're back towards your knees. Good. Tuck your toes in. Slide off of your roller, and let's take a child's pose. So we talked about stretching out that tissue after you roll. So it's knees apart, feet together. Bring the arms on top of the roller, like the forearms, and really stretch them out over the top of that roller. Try to bring your head between your arms. And now breathe. Wiggle those fingers. Shift a little bit side to side through the whole body. Shift your hips from heel to heel. And then draw yourself all the way back up. All right, so we're gonna keep working our way from top to bottom. So we got the front of the thighs. So let's just go the opposite. So we're gonna do the back of the thighs, but this time what we're gonna do for the back of the thighs, the hamstring, we're just gonna use the tennis ball. So what we're gonna do is bring that roller out in front of us. We're gonna bend the left leg, and we're gonna place that tennis ball nice and close to the top of where the hamstring and the glute meet. Hands behind the back, and I want you to use your hands to push yourself forward, and just weight is in that heel, and just draw your leg side to side, right on that spot. Then bend the knee, bring the tennis ball like an inch closer to the knee, straighten the leg, and draw the leg, literally roll it side to side on your left heel while you're leaning forward. If you lean forward and it's too intense, then don't lean as far forward. The intensity depends on where you're leaning with your body. If you're back here and it's no big deal, you can stay there, or you can add a little resistance. So when we rotate, lean forward, the hips rotate, and it pulls a little more tension back there. That's why you're feeling it more. And then roll side to side, move that tennis ball. So we're gonna keep moving the tennis ball closer to the knee, but we never go right behind the knee. We wanna stay out of the back of that knee joint. And a little bit closer. So just maybe 4 rocks side to side, 4 to 6, and then move the tennis ball down a little bit more. And a little bit more. I'm getting pretty close to the back of that knee. I'm just gonna make sure I'm not hitting, I'm still a little bit ways, about an inch or 2 above. So I'm gonna stop there. So when you're done, take your time. If you're not, you're gonna bend the knee, and we'll slide the right ankle under the left knee, and just lean into it. So you can really stretch out that hamstring, heels on the floor, and rock that leg again side to side as you're leaning forward. So you can feel that stretch all the way back there. And then pull the toe up, start to lean into it a little deeper. Now as you're leaning into it, if you feel a place that's pretty tight, feel free to bring that tennis ball like back under there and just lean into it. Maybe you need to get a little more of a massage in that area. And then we're gonna release, and you can always come back and do it. So now we're gonna do the other side. So I'm gonna go to my right, place it up nice and close to where the hamstring and the glute meet, and then draw that right leg side to side, massaging it out. And you can move the leg hip out and in. Try to stay on that heel and leaning forward. And then we're gonna move that tennis ball down an inch and draw that leg side to side. Working our way down that hamstring from top to bottom. And then again, a little bit lower. Anybody notice on the hamstrings? My right is talking to me today. Your tissue will talk to you, the fascia tissue. It lets you know what's going on when you put that pressure in there. And then a little bit lower. So we're keep moving that tennis ball. Remember, you're rocking the leg side to side, maybe 4 to 6 times. I'm almost to the knee. Moving it down again, side to side. 4 times, and then a little bit lower. And feel free to go back up towards the top of that thigh, back of it, if you need to do it again. Just about at that knee. Remember, we never go behind the knee. We want to stay above it, a couple inches above that knee joint. When you're done, we're going to bring the left ankle under the right knee, lift up tall, and start to hinge forward towards that straight right leg, and then rock it side to side. Notice the difference. Notice the difference. Can be like night and day. Maybe you feel it in the hamstring, maybe the back. Maybe it's more a calf on one side. And then we're going to release, uncross that leg. And sit up tall, bend both knees, and then hinge forward with the belly. Bring your belly to your thighs, toes are up. So really stretching behind those hamstrings. Excellent. All right, so we're moving our way down. So we did front and back of the legs. We do the side, that's a whole nother class as well. So let's move into the calf muscles. So calf is lots of fun because we get super tight. If you've got plantar fasciitis, this is a great one to tackle. We're gonna start on the right. I'm starting up by the knee, and we're going backwards, going down. So we're starting at the top. So we skipped this whole joint of the back of the knee. We were above it, now we're dropping below it to the meaty part of the calf, and you're gonna bend and straighten those legs. Now, option, maybe let's try going back on our elbows today. If this bothers your neck, stay up or lay all the way back down. Turn your right leg to the right, and then do some bending and straightening. And then try to lift and lower your hips just gently. Turn your leg to the left, little lift and lower, little bend and straighten, and then back to center. Good. Bring that roller further down, maybe an inch or two. Some bend and straighten. Now I want you to try to completely relax your right foot. Easier said than done, I know, especially when you're bend and straightening. You might feel a little different. They're like, whoa, right? And then turn your leg to the right. Try to relax your foot as you bend and straighten. Here's your challenge. Gently press up into the hips, off the floor, and then back down. And then turn the leg to the left. Relax your foot, bend and straighten. Pause, lift the hips up, and then back down. Good. Lowering, now you're below the calf, the middle, basically this bottom section, you're about an inch above the ankle, and getting that whole bottom section of the back of the calf, back of the leg. So bend and straighten, relax the ankle, turn your foot to the right, bend and straighten. Anybody, it's hard to relax that foot. Makes it a little tender. Lift the hip, lower the hip, turn the leg in, bend and straighten, relax that foot, lift the hip and lower, and then turn it back to center. Lift yourself all the way up. Walk the roller to the ankles, flex the feet, bend your left knee, the right leg we just worked, reach for those toes. Reach for those toes, flex the foot. It's okay if you can't reach the toes, you can always hold on to that roller. Then you're gonna release, bring the roller up high again, so now you're up towards the left calf, right below the knee. And you're gonna bend and straighten all the way. And then try to lift gotta lay back on those elbows. Lift those hips. In case you don't wanna lift off your hands, you can be up on your hands too, or on your back. And turn your leg to the left, relax your foot, bend and straighten. And then lift the hips. Rotate to the inside, bend and straighten, and then lift the hips, relax that ankle, back to center, lower the roller, bring it a little bit lower, bend and straighten. So remember, if you have plantar fasciitis, I'd mentioned that before, you might find some big knots here. Try to relax your foot. If you do have plantar fasciitis, or even if you don't and you're finding a knot, circle your ankle. Or just try to pause and breathe. Maybe lift the hips and release. Turn your leg to the outside. You can always come back and tackle that that plantar fasciitis area later on, and check out and look for one of my other videos on plantar fasciitis. And then turn the foot to the right, relax the ankle, lift and lower those hips, and then a little bit lower, foot is back up. You're in the lower part of that back of that leg, bend and straighten, relax that left ankle. Turn your foot to the right, lift and lower, bend and straighten the knee. Doesn't matter what order you do it in, you're doing all of it. Turn your leg to the left, bend and straighten, relaxing the foot, and then lift the hips and lower, and then come all the way up. Roll that roller to the ankles, sit up tall, bend your right knee and lean towards the left. Try to flex your foot, maybe straighten your leg. Lean into it, stretch that calf. Very good. Take those legs off. Now we're going to the front. Working down, we're almost to the feet, the best part. So let's come on to all fours. We got to do the shins. Just imagine we started at the top of the head, at the forehead, and we're almost to the bottoms of the feet. So you're going to lean your shins onto that roller, hands in front. Tilt your body to the right. Cross your left ankle over the right. Pull the shoulders away from the ears, and then pull your feet towards your hips, and then extend them back out. So I'm on the outside edge of my right shin bone, and I'm drawing the legs in and out. Now, here's your challenge. Rotate your ankle as you're rolling. Maybe pause at the ankle and roll the foot each way, and then move up a little more, and just inch by inch work your way up that shin. If you've had shin splints, great one to get rid of shin splints. Working your way. You also, if that's too much, you can bring a leg behind you, straighten the left, and you can just roll that right leg forward and back. That's an option. Third option, you can also sit on your roller and then roll the outside of front. So I'm getting right along the side of that bone. You're not going right on the bone. All right. So once you're done with that side, we get to switch sides. So you're going to shift your hips to the other side. Roll the left. Cross your right ankle over. Remember, go slow. You can go up and down a few times, trying to relax your ankle, your foot. Start to add a rotation as you slowly roll that leg away, straightening the legs and then bending them and pulling them in to your hips, the heels to the glutes. Almost there. One more. And go ahead and bring your knees in front of that roller, toes on top. Stretch out those shins, lean back, and really feel that stretch through the ankles, the front of the ankles and the shins. Shift side to side. Now I want you to pull that roller a little bit closer to you, flex the feet. I want you to roll off of the knees, off the floor, and go to the balls of the feet. So you're really stretching the back of the ankles and into the soleus and the calf and the Achilles tendon. Okay, now we're going to stand up. Make sure you have your tennis ball close. Straighten out those legs. We're slowly going to lift up that foam roller to have it for balance. Take that tennis ball. Let's start out with the right foot. Place your heel on the floor, the ball of the foot on your ball, the tennis ball, the lacrosse ball, the racket ball, and draw your foot gently side to side, massaging the bottom of the foot. So you want this to feel good. Slightly roll your foot forward so it goes towards the arch and draw your foot side to side. You can use that roller for balance, or you can try to challenge your balance by not holding on. And now you're going to slide your foot further forward so the ball of your foot goes on the floor, your heel comes up, and the tennis ball is further back on the arch, and you're drawing that foot side to side. And then a little bit closer so you can go into the heel, side to side, massaging the bottom of your foot, and then gently draw that tennis ball forward and back along the bottom of your foot, from the heel to the toes, the outside of the foot, the inside of the arch. And then bring your the heel back down. Pull that tennis ball as close into that arch as you can, and one more time, draw that foot side to side. Like you're trying to push the arch to the floor on the inside and then the outside edge of the foot to the floor. You want this to feel good, good. Pull that foot back a little closer to your body. So now the ball is under the center of your ball of your foot, right behind your toes. Draw it one more time, side to side. And then try to lift up your big toe, push down your all the other toes, and then side to side. And then pull your heel off the floor, circle the ankle all the way around both directions. And then we're going to plant that foot on the floor and we're going to roll the other one. So your heel goes down, the ball on the ball of the foot, and then start to draw that foot gently side to side, inside and outside of the arch. And one foot might be a little more tender than the other. So if you have knots or that fascia tissue gets tight behind the calf, it connects under that heel and can cause inflammation in the plantar fascia ligament, in that plantar fascia area in the bottom of the foot. So you really want to be able to stretch it out. Again, think sponge. We're squeezing out, we're getting things hydrated and moving. Continue to move your foot forward so that tennis ball draws back into the arch of your foot. Your heel is on the floor, the toes up. Get a little bit closer to the back of the arch. If you start doing the splits like I am, bring that tennis ball closer and then flip the ball of the foot to the floor, lift your heel, and then bring your foot side to side. Maybe even your knee follows along. All the way, keep working that tennis ball backwards towards the heel of your foot and draw side to side. And then we're going to draw that tennis ball forward and back, so you're going from the heel to the toes, inside the arch, the outside edge of the foot, back and forth. Just notice what you're feeling one more time, and then we will bring the ball of the foot to the floor. One last time, draw that foot side to side. And keep the tennis ball as far back as you can into the arch, and then put the heel on the floor and lift the foot up and draw side to side. And then move the tennis ball up the foot to the ball of the foot, towards the toes, heel stays on the floor. Not pushing too hard. Don't want to pop any joint out of that ball of the big toe. And then as you get up there, pull the big toe up and push all the other toes down. I know you have to think about it. Your hands might even move when you move those toes. And then release, lift the heel. Go and roll that tennis ball out of the way. We're going to place the roller back down on the floor lengthwise. And I want you to bring your right shin to the roller. Hands can go in front, and place your left foot toes on the floor. And go up into the toes and press that heel back and up into the toes, and then press like you're almost going to go on the tippy toes. You can even flip them over if you want to go to the top, and then push back in. Now I want you to draw your left heel to the right, and push that heel back. So you're really into the ball of the big toe, and then draw that heel to the left, going to the outside edge of the little toe, back to center, and then push straight back. Good. Flip the toes under, and then drag that knee forward. Put the shin on the roller, place the right foot behind you, and then go up into the toes, back into the heel, up into the toes, back into the heel. Stretching out the bottom of the foot. Good. Up into the toes, draw that heel, the right heel to the left, push back into that big toe, and then the heel up, draw it, and drop your hip to the right and the heel to the right. Push back into the toes. And then back to center. Flip them under once. And then back over. Last stretch. Press into the fingertips. Pull the shoulders away. Find your downward facing dog. And then walk out those feet. So stretch out not only the bottoms of the feet, hamstrings, calves, low back, glutes, everything stretching, the arms, the fingers, the shoulders. Let your head hang heavy. And then gently soften the knees. Press both heels towards the floor. Look back at your knees. Take a deep breath in. Press up into the toes. And then exhale. Separate your knees. Untuck your toes. Lower to child's pose. Reach the arms forward on that roller and melt to the floor. Forehead on the mat, and then just draw your head side to side like we did at the very beginning. Hopefully you're a little closer to the floor now. And then slowly come all the way up. Go ahead and shift around. Place your roller behind you so you can sit up on that roller. And bring your feet flat onto the floor. Draw your toes and your knees together. Sit up nice and tall. Let's place your left hand on the outside of your right knee and twist. Draw your shoulders down. And then slowly lift and rotate the opposite way. And then lift back to center. And cross your legs. And just sit up tall. Find a comfortable position. Feel the shoulders pulling away from the ears. Reach the arms out to the outside edges of the roller. Even if you have a short roller, maybe put them behind your roller. That's fine too. And then draw your left ear to left shoulder. Feeling that stretch down the side of the neck. And then all the way to the other side. Deep breath in and then back to center, chin to chest. And then back to center. So you worked from the top all the way to the bottom to those toes. We got it all. Thank you for joining me in our foam rolling from top to bottom. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, palms to heart space. Thank you for joining. Namaste.